It is time now for today's Talkback segment. Each day we post a question on CourtTV's social media pages. We gather your comments and questions and respond right here on the show. After less than 1 hour of deliberations, the jury found Richard Merritt guilty on all charges in the brutal murder of his mother. Now, he was sentenced to life in prison plus 5 years. So we asked you, did the jury get it right? Was justice served? Here to discuss still, criminal defense attorneys David Bruno and Eric Faddis. All right, gentlemen, our first comment comes from Steph. Steph says his strangers broke in defense was utterly ridiculous. I hope he gets the harshest punishment allowable. Eric, you know what was interesting? In no uncertain terms, the prosecutor in their closing argument, they went strong. They went hard on this guy and on his story, going so far as to even using BS in its full form, telling the jury not to give it credence because it was, in fact, BS. Your thoughts on this decision and also the strength of the closing argument by the state?
Yeah, you know, not only was Richard Merritt a bad criminal, but he's also a bad attorney. You know, as an attorney, you want to develop a defense that's going to be compelling and, you know, internally consistent and make sense. And he failed at all of those things. He had an ankle monitor that put him at the scene of the murder. He stole his mother's car afterwards, and he went to the 7-Eleven to get a Slurpee or whatever. None of that is consistent with innocence, and I think the jury absolutely got it right.
Yeah, they came back in 59 minutes and 35 seconds or so. I think they were insulted by that story he tried to tell, really. Our next comment comes from Lisa. Lisa says he deserves what he gave his own mother. I hope mind karma visits him every night before he sleeps. You know what's interesting, David? According to our producer on the scene, on the ground there, his brother told him as he was being let out, I hope you never see the light of day. And he won't. He's got life in prison plus another 5 years just in case anything happens that we don't know about. But your thoughts on this decision?
Yeah, I agree with Eric's points, and to the brother's point, he will not see the light of day. His age, the life sentence, his prior conviction. I mean, it was a great closing argument by the prosecutor, but candidly speaking, they had every single piece of evidence pointing to this individual, including the defendant getting up, telling a story that was just not believable, especially in light of him leaving the scene of the crime, taking his mom's car, and not engaging in anything that anyone who had seen two people kill his mother would do. I mean, call 911. Tell someone that you've seen your mother just get bludgeoned by these two individuals. He did none of that. He exposed his credibility, and to your point, under an hour is a very quick verdict, and he got what is coming to him.
Yeah, and we're looking at pictures of his mom. You know, everyone testified who talked about her said, even he said his mom was just a wonderful person. It just boggles the mind. Our next comment comes from Trish. Trish says he shakes his head in disbelief. What did he expect? Another well-deserved guilty verdict. And what's interesting is his other brother said, or a family member said, you know, they don't really get all the closure they wanted because they don't know what really happened. He talked about being remorseful, etc., but never mentioned anything about killing his mom. Eric?
Yeah, you know, yeah, it was kind of a bizarre statement that he made after being convicted. He sort of was, you know, feigning feeling sorry or something, but he certainly didn't come out and admit that he had killed his mother in that fashion. So it was sort of a weird, equivocal presentation to the judge, which was about as ineffective as everything he did throughout that whole trial.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, gentlemen, Eric Faddis, David Bruno, thank you so much for being with us tonight. Really appreciate your insights as always. Folks, stick around.